Right, hi everybody, I'm back. I don't feel very well either. I've got a really sore throat. I'm sucking a throat sweet, so I do apologise for that. I've got a really sore throat, and you're like at the back of your nose as well. Anyway, Swedish bugs. So, I better put this away. The first thing to say is I had a wonderful time. I didn't go to London, so I haven't... this is Thursday when I should be in London. I'm making this. When I arranged to go to London, it was way back before I booked Sweden. And I didn't realise when I booked Sweden that it was so close to when London was. And part of me was like, oh, it's going to be too much. Coming back from Sweden on the Monday, having Tuesday at home, going to London Wednesday, coming back Thursday night. And I just... But anyway, the friend I was meeting to go with, who I didn't want to let down, something came up and she couldn't make it. And I don't mind. I'm not saying she let me down because she didn't, because this thing that came up for her was important. But really, I was relieved, to be honest. I got the money back from my train and everything, so that doesn't matter. But the Knitting and Stitching show comes up north in November. Oops. So I'm going to go then. It's not very far away from here, but it's not a very nice journey in the winter. But I'm hoping to go then because I really do need to go. I need to be inspired by it, and because there's galleries, and I need to buy things and get things. So I've only got a goodies to show you from Sweden. Now, I love Marimekko. Those new to this class won't be aware of my passion for Marimekko, and especially this design. And Marimekko is a Finnish design. It's from the company's from Finland, but it's obviously very big in Scandinavia. And my sister-in-law, who is Swedish, said that everybody loves this pattern. It's really, really common over there, so a lot of people don't like it because everybody else likes it, that kind of situation. But I don't care because I love it. So went in Marimekko, I bought myself some dishes for the kitchen that I haven't got here. It's not a dishes for the kitchen class. But one of them's got this pattern on it, it's green and pink. So I bought those, and I bought these notelets. So I'm actually thinking, because I've ordered a load of ribbon from Steph Francis, and I have a friend who made, it's the same friend who I was supposed to go to London with, and I haven't got one here to show you. But she made a load of big thread winders, and she sent me some. And I'm thinking, oh, and I broke my nail, by the way, so don't even look at that, it's a mess. So they're like this, aren't they? But that one fell off yesterday, but never mind. So I'm thinking actually of using a couple of these as ribbon winders when my ribbons come. So these are all different designs, okay. So I bought them, and I bought this because I use a lot of post-it notes. Like, my life is nothing without post-it notes. So they're going to make me happy, but I'm going to be frightened to use them because when they're all gone, I'll be gutted. And I bought this fabric now. Every time I go to Sweden, I buy Marimekko fabric. This design in different colours, okay. I've already got some of this, but I bought some more. What do you do with it, Karen? Well, I don't do anything with it. I just fold it up like that. I press it, fold it up and put it in a glass cabinet I've got in my bedroom, and that's it, and it lives there. So I've got a stack like this of Marimekko fabric, and I need to stop buying it, and I will use it at some point, I'm sure. I'm thinking if I ever get grandchildren for like bed covers or something, I don't know, but maybe I've got enough to make myself a bed cover now. I don't know, but I just like to have it, okay. And it is extravagant, but it's not extravagant. Over in England, I think it's like £40 a metre. In Sweden, it's about £10 cheaper, and this is half a metre, so it's not. I mean, I don't drink alcohol. My husband spends that on beer if he goes out with his mates, so I don't see it as a massively expensive indulgence. And then, just let me reach back. And I was determined to find a paper shop in Sweden, and I did. So I bought this pack that I haven't even opened yet, actually, full of all this wonderful stuff. There's even some like cord there, so it looks amazing. Look at all this wonderful paper and stuff in here, so that'll be fantastic. That'll last me forever for journals and collage and stuff. What's the price on 150 Swedish krona? That's about £12 in English, which I think is a bargain. If you were to buy that over here, it costs you a bomb. Just let me... I can't take it all out because it'll make such a mess, but... So if you just look at the variety that's in here, this is absolutely fabulous. Now look at these, I haven't even seen these, look at those. I mean, that's wonderful, that. I just haven't had a chance since I came back, so I've been unpacking my case, prepping for these videos, trying to sort my brain out with my self-imposed exile in blog world, so I haven't had chance, and like I say, I don't feel very well either. I bought this, so I've got 2 sheets of this. This is a tissue that might be difficult to get into. I've got 2 sheets of this because this will be wonderful for collar. This is probably more appropriate for my ledger cross actually. You're embroidering and you're thinking, what's all this got to do with us? I can't get it out. Got paper scissors somewhere. I mean, like, I need paper, but it's not about need, it's about what inspires you, and having that thing that inspires you to hand with plenty of resources there. So that's tissue paper. So that's that one. Put that over there. And then I've got these. And I seem to have... so I was in that shop and I was picking out all this stuff to buy. This is lovely. I really like this. Very, very nice. Some whites with like very faint floral patterns on. I love those as well. These are paper bags. Don't ask me what I want to do with them, but they're just nice to have. If I was giving somebody a gift, I could use those. I don't need that paper bag anymore. So when I was over there, I was gathering all this stuff together, and that's the paper done with now. And I was thinking, oh, Karen, that's going to cost so much, but it didn't. It came to about 36 Swedish, which I think when I looked at my bank statement was like £29. So that's not too bad. And then what I do wish, and I went to a place called the Nordiska Museum, and it was about Sami people and traditional Sami artifacts. You might have seen the pictures on my Instagram. There was bags and shoes and baby carriers and costumes, and they were selling ribbon in the shop. And this was like 90p. It's a metre. And I always do this. I buy things and think I wish I'd got more of that. They had about 7 or 8 different types, but I just got one of these. Why did I just get one of them? Why didn't I get more? Anyway, because that's how my brain works. But anyway. And then this, right, this was a little shop in Gamlestan, and that's the very old area of Sweden. It's the old town. And it was a jewellery shop. And I saw these little things in dishes inside, and I thought, I'm going to go in and have a look at them. And again, why didn't I get more? These are amazing. But I've been Googling these, I can buy them online here. Coral chips with holes in, to apply like beads. They're so... Oh, took it out the camera view there. They're so lovely. So they look fab applied to an embroidered surface, won't they? Because they're all different shapes. So I think they were like 3 krona. 1 krona is about 85p. So they were like 3 krona for an ounce. And I think I got 3 ounces, and if you look in there, that's all I got really. So again, why didn't I get more? There you go, we live and learn, but then I don't live and learn because I always do that. So I love those, they're going to come in very handy. And then this. Now if I take this out, it's going to go everywhere. Now this was a very expensive fabric shop, and sometimes I'll go in somewhere and I can't make my mind up because there's too much choice. And I'm umming and I'm ahhing. Very often I walk out with nothing because I can't decide. So I really took ages thinking about this, and you can buy, because some of these fabrics in here are very expensive, like £100 and something a metre. But you can buy 10 centimetres. Not everywhere, but in some places you can. And when they said here in this shop that I could buy 10 centimetres, I was over the moon. So I bought 10 centimetres of each of these. So this one, this lace one, which has got too many beads on for my liking, I guess, but I'm thinking outside the box. I can take those beads off easily and use them in something else. That lace is beautiful, as is this netting. So I've got 10 centimetres and 10 centimetres of this, which is amazing. Now you might think that all them sequins, which are falling off, but I could very carefully, and I've got other fabric like this as well, that I've bought in London. If I'm careful enough, you can see the stitch lines on the back. I can cut between a stitch line and preserve areas that are purely sequins and just put them a little bit on one thing. This is going to last me so long, my other stuff lasts me a long time. And this I've just realised, I think it's 2 sequins. So there's a silver one and a white one on top. Is it? Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going on there. Yeah, it is. But so that's what I've bought in that fabric shop. I think this one was £140 a metre. And I bought 10 centimetres, so it's like £14. And this one was £180 a metre, and I bought 10 centimetres. You might think £18, but it's really long, so you get a lot. And if you're only using a little bit, it really does go a long way. It lasts a long, long time. So the lady said to me, "Oh well, if you only buy 10 centimetres of this, it's going to cut the flowers in half." I said, "Well, that's fine, because I'm going to cut it up anyway. I'm only going to use small pieces of it anyway." So I think she's a Swedish woman, obviously. I think she wondered what kind of strange English person she had in her shop. But when I'm cutting this sequin fabric, just to say, I wouldn't use my fabric scissors. I'd use very good paper scissors. Because it would ruin your fabric scissors. Now I'm going to pick all that up with masking tape, because they're broken bits anyway. So that's what I bought, along with some Marimekko china, and there's a shop out there called Svensk 10. It's a very expensive designer home store, and I go in there and I never buy anything because I just can't even afford, you know, these little boxes of fancy matches for lighting candles and that. Well, I can't even afford them really. But they had some really nice placemats for the table that I didn't think were too expensive, so I bought myself some of those as well. I said to my husband, "I'm just going in Svensk 10. I won't buy anything," because I didn't think I would buy anything, to be fair. And I come out with a bag and I said to him, "I am sorry, I told a lie." But anyway, he likes them as well, and we've just got a new home and we like to have nice things for our house, so that's it. So sorry about the knitting and stitching show, but I am going in November. I don't know if this class will still be running when I go. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look. Right, but let's get down to business. So this is my garment section that I haven't done anything on really since you last saw it, because I was conscious of getting you started on the charm pillow piece. That was the priority, to get that in motion before I went away, and then I've been away. So, but there is more work to be done on here. Now, you might remember I said I wasn't going to put anything in these areas, the open areas that didn't have anything in them, until I'd worked on it a little bit and decided whether it needed anything or if any ideas came to mind. Well, I haven't really worked on it since I last saw you, so I haven't done anything there, and I still don't know whether anything will be added there. But going with what we've got here already, what I do need to do, don't think that because you've placed this stuff on, it ends there. I mean, it can end there. It depends on how happy you are with it or not. And I'm happy with this, but I see an opportunity to add more. So if you think that's going to be the edge of this section of the bodice, okay, and it kind of curves round under the edge of this piece here, right? I want to add something to that, so that the fact that that extends beyond the just let me unpin my pattern piece from behind me. The fact that that extends beyond is more pronounced, is more visible. So what you're going to have is your garment shape, and then you're going to have this little bit sticking out of that area, but you're going to have more, because I'm going to add something to that now. Not much, but just something, so that maybe becomes a focus. It might not become a focus because it's not done yet, so I don't know how that's going to evolve. So I'm just thinking along the lines of a scrap of something. So I've got loads of scraps here that I've been using in my ledger class, lace and stuff. So it's possible to build up these pieces. I'm loath to cut this. These were cuffs that I bought. I'm I've ordered some more vintage stuff as well since I've been away. Oh, I could show you my hankies as well in a minute. But see, if I use that, which I would love to use that, then I'm never going to have that again. It's irreplaceable. It's not like I can go to the fabric shop and buy some more. So I get a bit like holding myself back really sometimes from using things because I don't want them to be gone. And I know I need to get over myself and not worry so much about it. I'm looking for something quite square. Well, I mean, I can cut it square if I want to, but something that's got a bit of substance to it as well. So I think I'm going to come back to what I thought about in the first place, which is this kind of thing. Which has come off here. These were more cuffs that I bought. I'm just going to see, without banging this camera, if I can... Behind me I have a glass cabinet, and in there are some vintage hankies that I bought that came when I was away. So just bear with me. I hope I don't knock the camera. I'll do my best. So far so good. It's like an obstacle course. Right, now I'm in the cupboard. Here I am. Got them. I've dropped some lace on the floor, but never mind. I'll get that after. Oh, yeah. And I've ordered also a vintage, like, not like a... Let me draw it for you, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Just let me... So it's like... I don't know what you would call that. It's not a collar because it goes over back and front. So you have it back and front, you know what I mean? But then it's got, this area is all lace. And this area is all lace. I don't know what you would call it. Would you call it a camisole? I don't know, to be honest. She did say on the list anyway, I've ordered that. It's lace. I'm waiting for that to come as well. But you know what? I ordered these hankies, and when they came, they were filthy, absolutely filthy. And they looked dirty in the picture when they were for sale, and I thought, well, I can launder them, it's fine, but I can't tell you how filthy they were when they came. And I said to my husband, the people that sell this stuff, why don't they launder it and press it before they sell it? Because you get more money for it. But then I guess if you're selling a lot of these things, you don't have the time. So I've laundered them. I soaked them in OxiClean. They've absolutely come up beautiful. Souvenir from South Africa. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the little flags. This one is amazing. It's almost like butter. And it's falling apart. The silk. I mean, look. How beautiful is that? And then this one, not so beautiful, I guess, but still usable with a usable corner. This one was probably, that one was probably put in to bulk out the package. And another souvenir from South Africa. But laundering, just, it's brought them alive. They were like brown and horrible and smelly when I got them. And then this one, 1918. So these will be cut up and these will be used in my work at some point. There. And then this was from a different buyer. And again, this was absolutely filthy when it came. This one was quite expensive, but this one could be cut. If I cut carefully around these areas, or I've got a fabulous corner for something, if I cut across the way, I've got a fabulous corner for something, for an edge of something. So that's what I bought, and then my collar will come. That I've ordered, that I drew for you just a moment ago. So I'll have a lot more things to draw on. If I need it. This one is just like literally falling to bits, but it's beautiful. I wish I knew the history of all these things, but then again, if I knew the history of them, it might put me off using them. I might think, oh, well, I can't use that if it belonged to that lady and that happened to her. You know what I mean? So sometimes be careful what you wish for. And put them over there. Right, so back to this. So this one, I've been cutting these out to use in my ledger for ledger clasp, but I'm thinking, but then maybe I need something more square, because if I was to cut that out from the lace, that would be quite no, I think I need something that's going to sit under it, and if I sit that under it I'm going to lose most of it, which I won't be happy about, so I won't use that. I'll look for something else. Maybe that. See, keep everything, keep every little scrap. Maybe that actually, if I cut that. Now, I've used a bit of this, I'm working on some new stuff, but I've got a bit of angst going on, because I'm saying to myself, it's no different from what you normally do, Karen. And I'm thinking, does that matter? Does it matter I am who I am? And if I don't work what I'm used to and what I love, then I won't have the passion, and it won't please me, and I won't be happy, and I need to be happy in my work. So I have a good friend who I talk to a lot about things like this. And she said, maybe the fact that you're too established in what you like and don't like is a time when you need to start working in a different way. Do a black sketchbook. And I read the email and I was like, no. I can't. And I get what she's saying. I do understand what she's saying. Maybe I should. I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I should. My initial thought was absolutely no way, Jose. Because that would not make me happy. I wouldn't enjoy doing it, so it wouldn't be my best work. I'm going to straighten this up. So there's no way. But maybe she's right. Maybe I do need to work in a black sketchbook. Oh dear. The very thought fills me with dread. So I'm going to have to consider that one for a while. Right, so what I want to do is just lay that under there. But then, going back to that other one that I said I wasn't going to use because I was going to lose it, I've just thought to myself, what if I put it on the top? And then you don't lose it. Actually, without this, because I think it's too wide, maybe I should cut a narrow one, so maybe I don't use this. See, this is what happens. Don't ever think, if you're putting something together like this, oh, I'm dithering, why am I dithering? I need to stop dithering. You don't need to stop dithering. Because this is how you figure out what you need, by dithering and trying and sampling and figuring out what you like and what you don't like and going back to the first thing and trying that again. And that's normal, that's what we do. So don't ever beat yourself up about that. So actually, see, if I just pin that frilly bit out of the way, I've got a plan for that frilly bit as well. This frilly bit here. Pin that out of the way. I've got such a sore throat, honestly. It's awful. Tuck that under there. Right, so what I've got to remember is my line comes down there. So I don't want to do any stitching beyond that point of the line. That needs to be free. So what I need to do, I've done turkey work and bullion loops on there. I may just stab stitch that on for now. Have I done stab stitch with you? I don't know if it's on the basic. The stab stitch is just basically, have I done it with you? Yeah, I've done it with you up here, yeah. So, I'm just going to stab stitch that. Get some white. I'm going to work on this completely in white. I'm not going to use any colour in this because I'm using colour in my charm pillow. So I'm going to sharp needle. That's my phone. I'm waiting for a delivery today. Doesn't say what time. That was about the delivery, but it doesn't say what time. So, phone's on vibrate. I can't thread my needle. That That nail's horrific. I'm sorry, I do apologise for my appalling manicure condition. So when we were in Sweden, there's a couple of things. When my husband fell over, he's an amateur photographer and he's got very expensive camera equipment. And he smashed about £1,000 worth of camera equipment that was around his neck. So we've had to claim on the insurance when we got home. So that's been a stressful time. Although we are covered, we will get it back. It's just, you don't like, I think when anybody ringing an insurance company, they treat it like a criminal. I think they do anyway. But anyway, we're waiting now for replacement things. And also, so I'm going to stab stitch this. I'm not going to pin it or tack it. Now I'm concerned about my knot on my tail. So I'm going to start up here at the very top and hide that under there. That knot on that tail. And come down. Now you're supposed to go up through the thinnest bit and down through the thickest bit, like I've said to you when we've done it in the past. Just because I think it's easier to push upwards through a thinner layer than it is a thicker layer, because you might be disturbing the layers if you're trying to push up through a load of different thicknesses. You might be shifting those layers about and putting them out of line. And also we wanted to buy what they call Stockholm passes, which gave you unlimited travel on the tourist buses, the hop-on hop-off buses, the hop-on hop-off boats, and it gave you free entry to all the attractions, and you saved a lot of money. So I went to buy a 3-day Stockholm pass for 2 adults. It was very expensive, although it would have saved us money in the long run. Well, it did save us money in the long run. It was a one-off payment. You think, oh, that's a lot of money, but then the money, we didn't spend anything after that, getting in places and getting on buses and things. So I said, can I have 2 3-day adult Stockholm passes, please? Yes, she said. This is from the tourist information. Put my card in, my debit card, my Visa. Put my number in. Said remove card. She said to me, oh, that hasn't gone through. But it looked to me like it had gone through. So I went on my phone, on my bank app, and got my bank statement up, and it was there. I said, look, it's there, it's gone through. No, it hasn't come through this end, she said. I said, well, look, it's here. So she rang head office, and they said it hadn't gone through to them either, but it would drop back in my account later that day if it was a faulty transaction. So I was a bit wary, very, very wary, but I did it again. So basically I paid twice for this Stockholm card. Never dropped back in my account. I gave it all most of the week. I rang my bank from Sweden. They said give it a bit longer, ring us when you get back. Rang up when I got back. Anyway, the bank have given me the money, apparently that's what they do. It's very good of them. And they're going to claim it back from this Swedish thing. So we had a bit of palaver when we got back with the insurance company and then this bank transaction. But it's a lot of money to just wave goodbye to. I would rather give it away. You know, I'd rather go into a charity and say, yeah, have this money, than somebody take it like that. It's annoying. Anyway, it's sorted out now. Right, so that, I love that, that's stitched on now. So if I bring this back down. So look at your pieces and think about other things you might be able to add. Okay, so if you think now, and if you're worrying or wondering, just let me do this. Look, see. So that is going to be like an added bit of interest there off the edge of this shape. And when I cut this out, obviously, I'll cut round my line. I won't cut, and that will be free. That will be hanging free. Now I may even come back and do some buttonhole down there to pronounce it even more. So I need to do that seam. I need to do round here. When I come to finish this, this will just be cut out, it won't be hemmed, because I'm hoping that I've picked, I know the laces won't fray, and I'm hoping that this under here, I know it's fraying here, but I'm hoping that it won't fray with the lace on top. And also, I'm probably going to running stitch around just inside where I'm going to cut, so that the edge will have running stitch very close to the cut, okay, but that's to come, that's for the future, that's not going to happen now. So think about your shape, get your cut out shape, lay it on, and think about where you might want something extra to that shape just hanging off the edge. I'm actually thinking it might be nice to have something down here, but then I'm getting into the realms of changing the shape completely, and it won't be what it was originally. It'd be too far removed from the original, I think. But what I'll do about that is I'll wait till it's finished and cut out. I'll put it into my piece when my final piece is put together, and we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to do something for that today, and then make a decision. So if I get all my pieces cut out, put it all together when this is finished and this is cut from here, lay it on, and if I think it needs something down here, then I'll add something at that point, because this isn't going to be backed. The back of this is just going to be as it is, although I've said that now I'm thinking maybe you could back it. So every time I speak and think of something I can do, I do think of something else. It's the curse that we've all got, I'm sure. So that needs to be embellished down there. I'm thinking, I might keep it simple. I might do some... I don't think that's wide enough to do gouache stitch. I don't think it's wide enough where they meet. Okay. So I'm thinking that might actually be nice just with stab stitch. Simplicity in some cases is a good thing, because you don't want to be detracting from what's going on there. And the simplicity there, I think, is lovely, because the contrast between those two pieces is enough of a statement, in my opinion. So think about that, and don't, like I said, don't think that once you've laid this out you can't amend it, you can't change it, and you can't add to it, because you most certainly can. And if you've put it together and you've worked into it and you can't move anything because it's absolutely solidly attached to your base, and you want to add something else and you're thinking you can't do that for whatever reason, then just email me or put it in the Flickr group and say, I want to add something here, what advice or whatever. You can either do that privately to me or you can do it in the Flickr group, because there will be a way. Don't worry, there will absolutely be a way. Okay, I'm going to turn off just because I need to go and gargle, and then I'm going to do something with this frill that might not take very long, but I might add to this video so they'll be spliced together. But if I can't do that, sometimes it doesn't let me because the files are too big. If it won't let me, so you'll have this video and then a short video, and then you'll have another video about the rest of this piece. Okay, I'm waffling. Shut up, Karen. No wonder you've got a sore throat.